Peace and love, peace and love. Now, we'll go to chapter 47 of the Circle 7 Quran. Okay. Egypt, the capital empire of the Dominion of Africa. The inhabitants of Africa are the descendants of the ancient Canaanites from the land of Canaan. Old man Cush and his family are the first inhabitants of Africa who came from the land of Canaan. His father Ham and his family were a second. Then came the word Ethiopia, which means demarcation, demarcation line of dominion of the Amexium, the first true and divine name of Africa, the divine of the land between the fathers and son. The dominion of Cush was northeast and southeast Africa. Northwest and southwest was his father's dominion of Africa. In later years, many of their brethren from Asia and the Holy Land joined them, the Moabites from the land of Moab, who received permission from the Pharaoh of Egypt to settle and inhabit northwest Africa. They were the land founders and are the true possessors of the present Morocco Empire, with their Canaanite, Hittite, Amorite brothers who sojourned from the land of Canaan seeking home. Their dominion and inhabitants extended from northeast and southwest Africa, across the Great Atlantis, also the present North and South Central America, and also Mexico and the Atlantis. Atlantis Islands before the great earthquakes, which caused a great Atlantic Ocean. Okay, the river Nile was dredged, made by the ancient pharaohs of Egypt in order to trade with the surrounding kingdoms. Also, the Niger River was dredged by the pharaohs of Egypt in those ancient days and for trade, and it extended eastward from the river Nile westward across to the Atlantic, and it was used for trade and transportation according to all the true divine records of the human race. There is no Negro, black, or colored race attached to the human family because all of the inhabitants of Africa were and are the human race, descendants of the ancient Canaanite nation from the Holy Land of Canaan. What your ancient forefathers were, you are today without a doubt and contradiction. There is no one who is able to change man from descendant nature of his forefathers unless his power extends beyond the great universal creator Allah himself. These holy and divine laws are from the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the founder and the uniting of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And a little brief lesson on who you are and really where you stand. When they get to talking about the Nile River, they are talking about the Mississippi River. Yes, the Mississippi River. When they talk about North and Southwest Africa, they're talking about America, North and South America, which is North and South Africa. Taj Tariq Bey, the Grand Sheik, great man. I never met him personally, but I followed some of his studies though. Amexium, or you could say Olmec, but Amexium and Africa together forms America. And that's how you get America. It wasn't no Americo, Vespucci, all of that there. Don't believe all of that. That Christopher Columbus bull crap, all he did was came and pillaged. There's there's a lot of things that they do not teach you in school. They're not going to teach you this in history. They're not going to teach you about the science. They're not going to teach you about everything. They leave you dependent on a belief system, which is actually just a belief and not even actual factual. It's not even a fact. And see, everything that I know and that everybody else that studies with me, we deal with facts. If I can't pull it up and show you where to go look this up, I'm not going to say anything about it, because without proper knowledge and guidance, you'll never know what you need to know. There's always going to be people that's going to hinder what you know. It's like even when you step into this new form of thinking, even though it's not new, it's old. It's just renewed. You're going to deal with people that's going to come and try to betray you and use the struggle or the knowledge against you and try to bleed you. So those kind of people there, I call them energy vampires. We call them dirty Moors, all of that. But yeah, there's a lot of great teachers out there. There's a lot of people studying a lot of great wisdom and touching a lot of people within their communities, within their republic. Yeah, republic. See, one, America's not a country, it's a continent. So how can it be a country when it's a continent? You see what I'm saying? See, they play with words. They play with your intelligence. They play with your mind at all costs because they're trying to win and they're trying to hold on to your birthright. Because once again, I'm going to tell you that this land is your land. Malcolm X said it best. I didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Basically, what he was saying is that the Pilgrims came here. They came into servitude. There's a book called When Rocks Cry that breaks it down about who are the real slaves and stuff like that. I was studying with a lot of guys at that time, but there's a lot of great information, and they didn't want to give homage to who they got it from. See, the person that I study up under a lot of other cats, but D. Ross, he's the one who brought this here to my attention of that book. And people don't understand that they was talking about white cargo, and our people was already here. And see, the thing is, they threw shit off with our people because instead of you thinking they brought slaves here, no, they kidnapped us and took us to other places as well. Exactly. But hey, look it up, read a book.